Hello there football fans and welcome to a different type of video. Today we're going to be looking at a game of two halves. Let's just put that there. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really set up for this type of content, but I'm so excited by this book that I wanted to do it anyway. I have bought this book. This is not an objective review because I've already paid £45 for it, so it's not very objective. You can get it for £35, comes with a digital version, but I wanted this one because it comes with this nice captain's band here. Now, I'm going to apologise for the look and the view of my desk. I am going to move these wires out of the way here, and you will notice my mic is just in shot. So sorry about that if it's triggering your OCD or anything like that. Now, like I said, I'm not really set up for this type of content, but I'm so excited by this book. I wanted to bring it anyway. So I've tried to make my stuff as neat as possible. Let's get rid of this copy of WWF No Mercy that I'm still yet to play for the N64. Now, if you're not familiar with Bitmap books, I've got a few of these. I've got the first-person shooter one, Too Young to Die. I've got some of the Amiga collections. They make some absolutely brilliant stuff. I've got the Gremlin Games, the History of Gremlin Games one, which I mentioned is very, very special to me, not only as a football fan, Premier Manager, actual soccer, both feature in there, but it's someone who now lives in Sheffield. So if we have a look at this book here, lots of people will often show you the fantastic packaging and boxes this come in, but I personally am not interested in trying to open a box on camera, and I've also been reading through this because it's fantastic. So my captain's armband comes off here. I'll move that off. Then you've got a nice big tome in here. Look, a game of two halves. We'll look at these in more detail, but this is a lovely touch. The book finder, I don't know what that's called. The toggles, the tassels on this are actual shoelaces due to the football content. So let me just flip this open. So I've got the Sidekick series open in here, and here we are. Here's one of the laces. So in amongst these books, you've got some absolutely tremendous stuff. I'm going to try not to give too much away, but I'm just trying to, if you've not seen this, I couldn't see any videos of it on there. This has been written by, I want to say, Richard Moss. I'm now worried that I've not got that right, because I do follow this chap on Twitter, or X it is now known. Richard Moss. So it's got it here. So it's written by Richard Moss, published by Bitmap Books. Let me try and get that more in shot. So a bit of an overview of both pages there. It's got a lovely forward at the start. I'll just leave this on so in case you want to zoom in on any of the games. It doesn't feature every football game because it does say that would be impossible, but it's split into these different chapters. So first half is 1981 through to 1994, and then the second half is 95 through, and it mentions some of the best games, some of the worst games, and basically just gives a key overview. This is glorious. This is a really nice overview from Clive Tildesley. Thank you for joining me, Andy. That was terrible. But talking about his role in FIFA, then you've got the introduction here. So it's talking about the stuff that it's featured, came up with some criteria. Does it feature a noteworthy new idea? Is it a sequel to an existing game? Does it make a significant large-scale changes? Is it not a sequel to an existing game? Is it an exemplary or interesting take on a particular kind of style of football game? So there's some nice stuff in here of games I've never even heard of, even as someone who's been doing this channel for about a year and obsessed with football games longer than that. Would it be better left aside for one of our feature sections, or is it utterly terrible and irredeemably bad? Dreamcast games, we are looking at you. So, like I said, it's got some nice art in, some lovely art, in fact. Love these pages with the Pro Evo stuff. So a bit of a summary of the years and what came out. Like I said, it's not story time with Kev, so I'm not going to be reading many of these out. But like I said, there might be some people. My channel is predominantly people who are fans of just seeing me be bad at football games, or people who find the channel on a one-off, predominantly on a Saturday morning or a Friday evening, looking for their favourite game, such as mine and my brother's favourite game here, FA Cup football. Used to love this. We had this on the Amstrad CPC Family Unite. C64, never heard of it. Sounds like some kind of inferior model to the CPC. 464 for life, yo. So, yep, huge fan of that. Football Director. We might play on the channel at some stage. I'm going to flick on a few pages. See more of the fantastic art. Rule of the Rovers, never heard of this. So let me just do a big jump to where I put in my page mark here. Fever Pitch. Like I said, we'll be playing that at some stage. Super League Manager. Player Manager, one of the games we featured. Striker. Kilhammock versus Liverpond. Interestingly, I was at Middlebrook at the weekend, which seems fitting. Middlebrook versus Manchester Blue. Actual soccer series. You can just see that off the page there. So, like I said, if you're looking at this, Ultimate Soccer. And again, we'll be playing this, giving this a test. Now that the Amiga is back and working, I'm pointing at something you can't see off camera. That's going to allow us to play that. But like, if you're, like I said, if you're a football fan, you'll probably like this. If you're interested in this channel and you've got £35 to spend, there's no greater use of your money, I would say. You can buy it direct from Bitmap Books, which I would suggest, like I said, because then you get the premium packaging. Don't know if you get that with other retailers who sell books and other stuff. But just an absolutely fantastic addition to anyone who's playing football games. Now, I'm looking forward to using this on the channel as we go through. Football Masters, a game that I've been thinking about playing that I'm trying to get running on the PC. On the Ball, I've discovered that these people were involved in the latter Total Club Managers. Might mention that in here. I've not got to this page yet because I only got this on Sunday. Now, I believe this should be Superstar Soccer. And potentially it's not. I feel like I recognise the font. Maybe I'm confused. But something that we will be looking at. ISS 64 and 98 that features in the intro of my video. Or it's mainly the intro now. Libo Grande. Someone has asked us to play this on the channel. I've got a copy of that now. Macintosh Football Manager. Never heard of that. But the Soccer Wizard. That would have been a good name for my channel. So yeah, little snippets on each game. Nice little photograph or an image. PC Football S Española 98. Don't know what league that's about. Terrible dad bants aside. One of the games we will be coming to next. If you've watched this far, there is a little snip piece of information. I've got this running on my Windows 11 PC, and we're going to have a go of the FA Premier Manager League series. I believe the first one is just FA Manager. Does it say what year this is? Not that I can see without my glasses looking at it at this angle. But yeah, we'll be having a look at that. World League Soccer 98 on the Saturn. We'll be playing that at some stage. And then look, you have got some games that are big, Championship Manager free. We may do some Championship Manager free. I'm aware that my channel is branded confusingly, and that my theme is not Football Manager, but we might do some Championship Manager series because a few people have asked about that. But there's some great stuff in there. Giant Killers. Now, there may be a crossover fan who knows me from the Dreamcast Junkyard and knows me from this channel. Even though this was not my first playthrough, it was playing the Giant Killers series on the Dreamcast, for the Dreamcast Junkyard, that has directly led to me being here now, predominantly doing my own thing, because I'm very rarely involved over there these days at the minute. But, you know, like I said, you might be looking at this and you might be thinking, great, This is exactly what I want. If you've got any questions, fire them in the comments and I'll either answer them or make some kind of follow-up video. But basically, like I said, this isn't a review. I've paid for this. I paid for this. I pre-ordered this as soon as I could. I got the special edition because I wanted the special edition. There's one of only one of only 1,000 of these. 2 more games that will be featured on the channel because we've got both of these. So we'll be looking at them at some stage. Quite how Chris Kamara got his own game, I do not know. But we will delve into that when the time comes. There we go. Gerard is in focus now. But like I said, if you're a fan of this channel, this book, you're probably the target audience for this book. If you are not someone who follows the channel who's just ended up here, then again, you're probably someone who would maybe enjoy some of the games that we have played or some of the playthroughs. And again, you would probably enjoy this book. Like I said, it's not a review. As you can tell, I'm not very good at reviews. I'm not a particularly objective person when it comes to football games. You've seen me playing through and shouting at the screen and talking about the little figures behind me. I'm just a football fan who's also a bit of a nerd and also a games fan. But this, I can't wait to pour through this to the extent that I feel that it deserves, and to be moving me little shoelaces around and to be regurgitating some of the info back to you on camera. I also like the idea that there might be some stuff in here that I've never played or I've never heard of, especially from the kind of the PC area when all I was doing was playing Championship Manager 3 and Championship Manager 0102. But like I said, a fantastic entry, addition or inclusion to probably most people's games rooms. Or wherever you keep it. I actually keep my books of these in the living room, weirdly enough. They have to stay in a Kallax, which is one of the IKEA objects, in the many IKEA objects in the living room, with a drawer on it. So they're not actually on view of everyone coming in. However, they're up there for anyone who wants to have a look at them. And by anyone, obviously me and a select few people who come into the house. But like I said, Real Football Manager, never heard of that. Mobile game. So unlikely that we can get that going other than in some kind of emulator, I guess. But there's plenty of stuff in here for you to get stuck into. So like I said, only a short little glance through. There are plenty of reviews out there that I might fire some links in below. Most people stop playing a football game once the next one comes out. Yeah, I feel personally attacked by that, Richard. He's probably gone on to explain something that that fits in with us. But yeah, there we are. Really well written, lovely put together, great glossy text, superb book, surprisingly heavy. Could be used as a good self-defense object if you're ever being attacked in your own home. So potentially a way to square it with people's other halves. I'm getting confused by the title here. You can tell I've not scripted this bit, can't you? Could be a way of telling your other half that you want this book. And also 1982, it's in the channel logo for a reason. So it is a significant year for football. So hopefully, if anything like this comes out in the future, I might have my own piece in it, or my own little intro. But you know, let's work on slightly less grand plans for the time being. So thank you very much if you've watched this, if you've enjoyed this, if you want any other snippets, if you want to see there's a specific game in here, or you want me to do a bit of a more in-depth look, then feel free. But there's your platform key. Aware that's probably a bit blurry with my webcam. Like I say, I'm not really a real YouTuber. I'm just a guy making videos, so I don't have the best equipment. But if you are like me, if you enjoy the channel and you enjoy football, I would at least go and look at some professional reviews of this, and maybe ask some questions. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the playthroughs.